God help me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your good pal, Braden the Me, and welcome back to another ranking video. Today, I'll be ranking every DreamWorks movie. I cannot believe I'm about to do this. There are some rules to this movie. I am not counting any upcoming movies coming out because they're not even released yet. That includes Shrek 5, Forgotten Island, and a whole lot more. So, without further ado, let us rank every DreamWorks movie ever made. So, this is DreamWorks' first movie. Oh God. Antz. Yes, this is DreamWorks' first movie ever. I doubt any of you know this movie, so let me give you a recap on this movie. So this movie is about Z, an ant in an ant colony. However, he doesn't want to be a worker ant. He wants to become a soldier ant. So he tries to impress the princess and kidnaps her, and the rest goes on. Honestly, this movie is basically A Bug's Life, honestly. I don't really find anything original about it. The animation isn't good by any means. It kind of looks weird in some way. The characters weren't also very likable. I didn't really like any character, honestly. But hey, the music is good at least. This movie was also rushed for some reason. So apparently, A Bug's Life came around the same time as this movie did. So, what happened at the end? Well, Pixar beat DreamWorks. And this movie just felt like a copy of that movie. So, yeah. Is there anything good about Antz? Honestly, no. Overall, Antz is a very terrible debut film for any studio. Alrighty. As a proud person to be a Christian and a proud owner of a signed Bible, this movie is really amazing. Might even be a masterpiece. I don't even know, man. The movie is incredible. The animation is good. The story is good. The characters are likable. And every song goes so hard. This is also DreamWorks' first hit. I also love how this movie handles the source material. It's not like the star adding poop jokes every second because it's a Bible movie. No. This movie has good jokes and also great emotional damage. I really love the characters here. The characters are handled very well. Moses is done well. The villain was done well. Even the emotional scenes were done so good, including the death of the father. The animation, dude, oh my God, it is incredible. It's probably a masterpiece. Overall, Prince of Egypt is a pretty good and amazing movie. It's tough to be a god, but I do not care what anybody says. This movie is a masterpiece. No, I am dead ass. This might actually be one of the best 2D movies I have ever seen in a good minute. I really love Tuyo and Miguel's friendship. It's pretty good. It's probably one of the best ones I've seen in a good bit. And there's probably one thing you guys only remember from this movie. Chill. Sweet vibes. Sweet personality. And some nice... I mean, what? Okay, let me be real for a minute. Chell didn't really do anything to the story, but she was enjoyable to see on screen. And the whole action was pretty good. I really love the villain here. He's just trying to get rid of them. Overall, Road to El Dorado is probably one of the best DreamWorks movies of all time. Chicken Run is such a good movie, dude. By the way, Aardmen are the goats of making movies. I don't even have any complaints with the movie, honestly. Alrighty, if there was one complaint I had with this movie, I guess the twist was kind of predictable. But aside from that, this movie is good. All the characters are likable, the songs are pretty good, and the animation is good. The stop motion is incredible here, because Aardmen, I told you that the goats. The whole scene where they're coming up with a plan is so good. Even the action scenes are pretty good, including the final one, where Mrs. Tweety dies. Overall, Chicken Run is a fantastic movie. Somebody once told me the Shrek is amazing, dude. I don't know what to say. It's so good. The animation for its time is incredible. Every single joke in this movie is so good. Donkey was really likable. I really love this guy, and I would sacrifice my own heart just to save this guy. But the thing I really love about this movie is the story. It's so good. Whole plot is Shrek's gotta get his swamp back from this guy called Markiplier. Just kidding, that's not his actual name. I just don't know what his name is, so I just use Markiplier for an example. It is very well done. I really love Shrek's character here. He's very ill about himself. He doesn't really like himself because of how ugly he is. And he doesn't like how people just assume he's a bad ogre just from the way he looks. It is one of the best character growths I ever seen from an animated movie. Also, Donkey and Shrek are perfect friends in this movie. The whole plot with Fiona is interesting. Oh, and the songs? Yeah, they're amazing. Overall, Shrek is an amazing movie that will inspire us from generation to generation to generation to every single generation. I do not care what generation it is. It's gonna inspire us. Okay, our next...
Hello, everybody. My name is John, and I am officially back. Hello.
John, my good fellow buddy, what the hell do you want?
Oh, I'm actually very glad you asked me what I'm doing here. So, do you know those paychecks you were supposed to pay me?
Yeah? And why are we specifically bringing them here all of a sudden?
Well, I saw the percentage of the Disney video that you made, and that was a lot of money, so I kind of need that money. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait. What? That's my money. Why do you need my money? Like, why?
Because I need it for the paycheck. How else am I supposed to get paid from my boss?
John, I really don't care about the paychecks right now. You can worry about that later.
But I have to worry about it, or my boss is gonna fire me.
Well, too bad. I don't give a about you, and I really hate you, so...
Oh, no. Don't tell me where this is going. Brayden, if you hit that hole...
Well, that's too bad, John, because I just hit the home button. Anyway, the next movie is... You guys know those quotes, like, saying, like, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, guess what I did? Yeah, I judged it by its cover. But actually, this movie was actually not bad. The message of the movie is fighting for freedom. And that's a powerful message to all the military people out there. Fight for our freedom, please. But no, y'all are the best who are fighting for our freedom. But anyway, how's the movie itself? It's fine for a kid's movie. I really love how Spirit doesn't talk in this movie. He kind of has, like, a very bad voice actor who does all the, let's call them horse sounds. But hey, he did what he could, and I actually really love the voice acting here. The story about Spirit getting separated from his whole family is very well done. The action scenes are amazing. Also, the 2D animation is pretty good. There is one issue I don't like about this movie. The story is kind of simple, but it's a horse movie, so what am I really supposed to expect? But with the story it's given, I think it's well executed. This movie isn't amazing, obviously, but it is a good movie, honestly. It's not how I thought it would be. I thought the movie would be terrible and just an average kids movie. Yeah, I was wrong. By the way, this little notice detail here. I think every single human in here is kind of a bad guy. Not true, there's that one guy who freed Spirit, so... What the am I talking about?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, that's a pretty cool detail that you noticed. But here's one thing I want to ask you. Did I even ask you?
I mean, technically, you did.
The answer was actually supposed to be I didn't, because I didn't ask you. Jeez, I got a little carried away anyway. Wait, we're recording? Oh, God. Anyway, Spirit is a good movie. Sinbad actually disappointed me so bad. I mean, for the studio's last ever 2D film movie, I think we got robbed. I will be amazed, though. The action scenes are fine, I guess. I think the whole story is good. I like how they have to get the book so his friend doesn't die. I know, it sounds super executed super well. You think they can do this well, but... This is DreamWorks. They somehow didn't execute it so good. Everything about this movie is fine, okay? But there's one thing that really pisses me off to the devil. The question that he has to answer is so stupid! Oh, if you don't know what the question... You're probably confused with what I mean by question. Well, the goddess of Discord... Yes. Discord... tells Sinbad if he can get the question right, he gets the book and saves his friend. But if he doesn't, Well, that just tells you he lied and they don't get the book. And the question is, I'm going to explain this super slowly. If you didn't get the book, would you either return to the kingdom and die, or would you run away? So our little buddy Sinbad here, what do you think he does? Obviously he chooses the right answer and obviously lies. So our buddy Sinbad doesn't get the book. So now what do you think he has to do? He has to go all the way back to the God of Discord and try to get the book. For an hour! The animation at least is good, but the action is so done quickly, it makes you feel like they gave up halfway through the script. I mean, sure, we have likable characters like Sinbad and his girlfriend, but that doesn't do anything justice. You think because we have likable characters, that means the action in the animation is gonna be good? Overall, Sinbad is a pretty fine movie, but it's not even like it was a bad movie, honestly. The ending just disappointed me so bad because of how stupid the actual question is. Like, why does he have to answer this question just to get a damn book? Overall, Sinbad was a fine movie for the studio's last ever 2D film. Shrek 2 is a masterpiece. I don't even think I need to explain why it's a masterpiece. I think everybody and their dead grandma knows why this movie is a masterpiece. The animation is still good, the story is great and excellent for a Shrek sequel, and all the new characters like Puss in Boots are likable. Also, the music and the jokes and everything about this movie is so good, okay? The villain was also pretty good. I know, right? The fairy godmother is a villain. Also, the lesson of the movie is also pretty good. I also love how this movie just tells Disney to just shut up. The same Shrek movie does the same thing as well. Overall, Shrek 2 is a masterpiece and might even be better than the first one. When I get you, boy, there'll be no... Oh boy. Shark Tale. I think you know where this is gonna go. If I had to get the positives out the way, I guess some jokes are fine, and that's about it. Ha! Okay, bottom line, Shark Tale is not very good. I mean, the animation in itself is very bad, and it made me want to rip my own eyes out of my own socket. But I do have to be completely honest, I did kind of enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I still didn't like the movie. For some reason, this movie has horrible pulp culture jokes for some reason that didn't age well. Oscar isn't a really likable protagonist. And the whole plot about he lied about killing the shark is garbage. This movie's whole existence is a meme. One thing you will notice about DreamWorks movies, these movies are kind of memes, honestly. The B movie, Shrek, which was also good. There's also a Krispy Kreme product placement in the movie. Can you spot it? Do you know where it is? Comment down below if you found it. Okay, overall, this is not surprising. Shark Tale is a horrible movie, but it's also enjoyable. I like to move it. I like to move it. Madagascar is a good movie, and I don't care what nobody says. If you said this movie is bad, you're going to the prison. I will be completely honest, I am a little biased to these movies because I really loved these as a child, but who really cares? This isn't obviously DreamWorks' best work, but it's more enjoyable than an actual story. Every single character is really likable, honestly, and I really love King Julian. I really love Alex's and Marty's whole relationship. Even though it's not really the main focus of the movie, I think it's done really well. The songs are obviously good. I also think some of the jokes in this movie are really good. The animation is weird, but it's also iconic for some reason. I don't know what to think about it, man. It feels weird, but it's also good weird. I don't know. Overall, Madagascar is probably one of my favorite movies. I have to do the classic, by the way.
Mauricio, I can't move it anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This movie is heavily underrated. It's just so good, man. I don't find anything wrong with this movie, honestly. Oh, I love the whole plot of Wallace trying to be a werewolf and just take all the carrots, which was actually pretty smart and funny. The stop motion, by the way, is just amazing. Stop motion is just so clever, dude. The villain was great, at least. I really liked this guy. And that's mostly what I have to talk about this movie. There's nothing really else to say about the movie. It's just an overall great movie, in my opinion. So, overall, Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit is a fantastic Aardman movie. Over the Hedge is really amazing, dude. This movie doesn't really get talked about as much, and I'm really sad it doesn't, because it's amazing. I also love the animation in this movie. It kind of looks like Toy Story 2 to me. It's probably not. It's probably DreamWorks' own. I don't know, man. It just kind of looks like Toy Story 2 to me, okay? I guess the whole plot about RJ trying to get all the food back to himself, to the bear, is good. And I guess all the characters were likable. This turtle guy was kind of forgettable, honestly. Actually, some of these characters are forgettable, like the skunks in probably every single one of them, instead of the squirrel, RJ, and the turtle, honestly. These characters might be very stupid, but I don't know. I really don't care, because how funny they can be at times. I also love the message of the movie, honestly. I think it was a pretty good message. Overall, Over the Hedge is a pretty good DreamWorks movie. Okay, I'm probably a little more biased on Flushed Away, honestly. I used to watch this movie all the time as a kid, so... But honestly, Flushed Away is probably a good movie. Except for the human animations at the start. The animation was good. I also love the direction Aardman was trying to take, like, including their stop-motion movies into 3D. But honestly, I kind of prefer the stop-motion vibe. Don't get me wrong, I really love the 3D animation. I think it's clever, except for the humans. But I think stop-motion is clever in so many ways. The plot is okay. I think all the jokes in this movie carried this movie a lot. The plot is very simple. A rat gets flushed down a toilet and he has to figure out how to get home. Pretty simple. Also, this movie is very British. I don't know why I'm saying this. Aardman is a British studio anyway. Back on topic. The villain is enjoyable. I really love the frog. You know, because he's funny. And that's what frogs do. They're meant to be funny. I think Rodney and Rosita have a sweet relationship. Also, the FIFA things about they have to stop it before the FIFA Cup starts. It's pretty funny. It's pretty much Aardman here. I think this movie was the last time Aardman and DreamWorks ever collaborated. I think there was a lot of controversy around this film. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Right? Overall, despite the controversy this film got, Flushed Away is a pretty good movie. Oh boy. Shrek 3 was not a good movie. I know. I felt very sad when I said that too. I thought Shrek 3 would be good. I thought it would be amazing. But somehow Shrek 3 was kind of bad, honestly. I guess the plot was fine, but the execution was bad. I guess some of the jokes in this movie were kind of stale and not good as in the original two. The whole plot about Shrek worrying about having kids is relatable, but for some reason they don't focus on that. They focus on Arthur for some reason. Arthur was so stupid and not likable in the slightest. Every character is still likable, but Arthur is such a giant bitch in this movie, dude. I swear, this movie could have been a good movie if Arthur wasn't the most annoying part of this whole movie, dude. Overall, I feel like the writing was kind of weaker than the first two, and I think the jokes were kind of forgettable, honestly. So, overall, Shrek the Third was a bad movie. B movie. Well, I can tell you for sure that this was a movie that did actually exist and probably shouldn't even exist at this point. It's a weird movie, honestly. It's about a bee who goes to the human world and falls in love with this girl and then starts to sue humans for harvesting their honey. I swear to God, I'm not making any of this stuff up. This actually happens in the movie. I mean, I have to admit some of the jokes are probably the funniest part of this whole movie. The story is kind of weak. And the fact that the bee was voiced by Jerry Seinfeld was a little weird to me. I mean, the bee was named Barry Seinfeld, so I don't know what I was expecting. The logic is so stupid. How does a girl fall in love with a bee and starts to, like, get mad at her human boyfriend for being the only sane person in this movie? Yes, Ken is probably the more sane person in this movie because this girl really loves this bee for By the way, I really love Kevin in this movie. He was probably the most relatable person in this movie and probably the only smart person in this movie, honestly. I just kind of felt bad for him, man. His girlfriend's gonna give up on him because of a bee.
Yeah, that's actually crazy if you think about it, because it's the human...
I know, right? Overall, the Bee Movie was a roller coaster of a movie. It's not a good movie, but it is an enjoyable movie. Same level as Shark Tale, honestly. So, overall, the Bee Movie was a movie that I very disliked.
Everybody is kung fu fighting.
Kung Fu Panda is amazing, dude. I don't want to hear anybody in the comments saying this is a bad movie, because it's not. On the inside, this might look like a goofy movie about a goofy little panda and his Jack Black impression. But on the inside, this movie is really dark. But hey, let's just get back to the positives. I really love the story here. It's not like a goofy panda does a goofy thing and then that's the movie over. No, this has a very complex story, and I think they've done it really well. I also love Jack Black here. The villain was shockingly good. I love the reason why he's a villain. He wasn't deemed qualified for the Dragon Scroll, which was a nice reason to be a villain. I also love the dads here. The dads in this movie are goated. Just the relationship of, like, Poe and his dad is very well done. Overall, Kung Fu Panda is a good movie and probably one of my favorite DreamWorks movies.
See, I've been traveling forever.
Madagascar 2 was a perfect sequel in my opinion. Oh, scratch it. It might be the actual best one in the franchise, honestly. Again, I love the story here. It's about how we get to learn about Alex's parents and how he went to New York from the beginning. The animation is still good and more quality than the first one. And all the characters stay true to their true motives, and they're still pretty likable. I do think the villain was kind of weak, honestly. He didn't really do anything through the movie. He just kind of tricked Alex into that ring just to, like, it's a dance battle. Look, I like his reason for being a villain, but he didn't do anything during the whole movie, honestly. And there's a lot of subplots in this movie. You got Melvin getting in love with Gloria. You got Alex's and Marty's friendship starting to break down for some reason. And then you got the pink ones trying to fix the plane to get back to New York. But honestly, I think it's fine. The music is on par with the first movie, honestly. And that's pretty much it. Overall, Madagascar 2 is a pretty good sequel in my opinion. Monsters and Aliens. Yeah, I really don't remember this movie, honestly. But I just watched it, like, last week. And yeah, I didn't even know this was a DreamWorks film, honestly. On its own, it's a pretty funny movie. You got some great characters that can be very funny, like the slime guy voiced by Will Arnett, I think. I don't know. But all these characters are really funny. I didn't really enjoy the plot that much. It was kind of predictable. I mean, the whole plot about this girl, like, being huge because of some toxic... Oh my god, I can't speak for shit. The whole plot about this girl being huge because of some toxic stuff was alright in my opinion. It's not the best storytelling, but I guess it's solid for a Monsters and Aliens movie or something. I do think the love story between her and this news reporter was very useless in my opinion. It kind of didn't do anything to the story, honestly. I mean, you could have had a great moment with them, and they kind of did, but I honestly felt like this story didn't do anything to the actual story of this whole movie. I don't think it's bad, honestly. This movie can be enjoyable at parts, but it does get mid at some points, okay? Okay, let's just wrap this movie up because I really want to talk about How to Train Your Dragon. So, overall, Monsters vs. Aliens is not a bad movie, but it is kind of forgettable compared to the rest of the other DreamWorks movies, so yeah. How to Train Your Dragon is such a banger of a movie, dude. I cannot even explain to you how much this movie meant to me as a kid. Like, generally, it was amazing. Like, you don't understand, man. And the fact that this movie is directed by the legendary Chris Sanders, the voice of Stitch. It's funny while also being very emotional. I like the idea of this movie. The idea of the movie is that dragons, in our eyes, are bad guys. But when we go closer and just, like, you know, hang out with them more, we start to realize that they're not the bad guys. They were just looking for food to survive. I love it. The jokes in this movie are actually insane. I mean, yeah, it's from Chris Sanders. He's funny in Stitch. But, Jesus, the jokes in this movie are so serious and actually pretty funny. Hiccup was a really... Yeah, his name's Hiccup. Don't question it. Hiccup himself was very funny, actually. He was probably the best part about this whole movie. Just because of how funny this guy is. He's probably right next to Shrek. He's very funny. The side characters are actually utilized in this movie. They're not that important to the story, but they can be funny and pretty great when they're on screen, which I really appreciate. No, but the best part about this movie is the relationships. Astrid and Hiccup and Toothless are the best part of this whole movie. Their bond, when they first started, was kind of terrible. They didn't really like each other, or Toothless didn't like Hiccup at first. He kind of wanted to kill him. But as they go through the whole movie, Hiccup starts to realize that Toothless isn't really the bad guy. He's just trying to survive. And they bond, and they do the flight tests. Dude, I can explain everything. I can just, I can tell you. I wanted to explain this scene so much because how beautiful it is for 2010. But just go watch the movie for yourself, man. This is the best part of the whole movie, for my opinion. The father-son type relationship with Stoic and Hiccup is actually the best part of this whole movie, and I think it was pretty good. The final scene where Stoic is, apologizing to Hiccup for what he did earlier was actually probably the best part about this whole movie, honestly. Heck it, everything about this movie is perfect. There's a lot of good parts in this movie. You're just gonna have to go watch it. And Astrid is a pretty likable character. She's actually pretty cool in this movie. And I do love her changing into the next movie. So that's pretty cool. And actually the relationship between Astrid and Hiccup was good too. This movie knows how to balance a lot of relationships in this movie, which I like. And the final fight scene in the end was really animated well. Everything was perfect. The score was perfect. The animation was perfect. The lighting was perfect. Everything about it was perfect, okay? Just watch the movie for yourself. It's perfect! Overall, How to Train Your Dragon is a masterpiece of a movie. It's just masterpiece, dude. And that does it for part 1. I know. Part 2 is coming, but I thought you guys were probably thinking, oh, this guy's actually going to rank every single DreamWorks video in one DreamWorks movie in one video. Trust me, buddy, I really wanted to. But after looking at DreamWorks catalog, there's just so many damn movies, man. I don't want to do that, man. It's going to take me a full hour to edit. I thought to myself, and then I came up with a solution. I'm going to do parts. So this is part 1. Part 2 is coming soon. I haven't started production on it yet, but it's coming. And if I have this, what do I think of DreamWorks right now? After How to Train Your Dragon, I think they're pretty great. They're pretty good. I think they're beating Disney, honestly. But we'll have to see in part 2 how that goes. So, alright, that does it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button. We were on our goal of 200 subs. And I'm going to stop saying I need money because it's kind of getting old at this point. So, just enjoy your day and have a blessed day. I'll see you in part 2. Yeah!